Today we're breaking down whether Potionomics fits into the cozy gaming genre. Potionomics offers a deeply enchanting world of potion brewing, deck building and shopkeeping, and building relationships. But does Potionomics align with cozy gaming, or do all of these mechanics just feel a bit too overwhelming? But that's what we're going to find out today. We're going to break down Potionomics to see whether it deserves a spot in your cozy gaming library. We're going to analyse it across 5 different areas of a cozy gaming experience, so we can see which games reign the supreme cozy champions at the end of the year, and whether Potionomics grabs the top spot. But before we get into that, a quick overview of Potionomics for those who aren't familiar. It's a deck building shop management game where you play as Sylvia, an aspiring potion seller who inherits her late uncle's struggling business. Alongside the business, you inherit his really large debt, which you must pay off. The progression in Potionomics is marked through competitions to try and win the money that you need to keep the business going. Through a mix of strategic haggling, resource management and character interactions, you must brew, sell and negotiate your way to success. So with sense of agency or control, we're really thinking about how much a game allows players to feel in control of their pace and choices. Potionomics succeeds in many ways here, so I gave it a score of 2 out of 2. So here's why. The game offers flexibility in how you manage your potion shop. You can focus on brewing top tier potions, building relationships with adventurers for rare ingredients, or mastering the art of haggling. The card-based negotiation system provides strategic depth, ensuring your choices matter. With different card combinations and approaches to selling, each day in the shop can feel fresh and engaging, and encourage a sense of mastery in terms of how you develop your card build. Generally, Potionomics offers a great balance between decision making and relaxation throughout the game, which creates a laid-back experience, especially if you're on the cozy mode, where you're free to get to know characters, brew potions, arrange your shop, customize your shop however you want. So there's lots of choices that you can make to tailor your own experience in the game. One thing that limits this a little bit is the structured deadlines in the game through its tournament-style progression system through the competitions. These events can create a sense of urgency if you've not prepared your potions on time, encouraging players to carefully plan their days to meet the requirements of the competitions. This does add a direction to the game or a goal, which can be exciting or helpful for some players, but I guess for those that are looking for experience without goals or pressure, it might diminish from the relaxed feeling that you might want to find in a cozy game. However, I would say that the sense of urgency created by the competitions is very mild. Whilst, as I mentioned, there's a lot of decision making in the game that's done in a relaxing, encouraging way, but it can lack a lot of freedom in playstyle generally. There is a need to refine your strategies a little bit to work towards success, which is going to appeal to those that are looking for a very strategic, cozy gaming experience, but may not suit players who are looking for an entirely laid-back experience. So whilst agency does exist in Potionomics and feels fairly strong, you're always going to be tethered to the story. So meaningful progression is all about feeling like your time is respected by the game, that you have something to work towards, whether it's defined by the game or yourself, that feels achievable and rewarding. Potionomics scores a 2 out of 2 because progression is very satisfying, I feel. Every successful sale, relationship boost or shop upgrade feels like a meaningful step forward. Unlike some shop management games that rely on repetitive grinding, Potionomics I feel balances the challenge and reward very effectively. Even though you're making lots of potions and you're trying to perfect them, it still doesn't feel like a grind. The potion crafting system in particular is engaging, awarding players for mastering ingredient combinations and optimizing your brewing times, learning which potions sell best and how to maximize the profits through negotiation, and upgrading the shop's efficiency all contribute to the rewarding sense of progress. You feel like you are mastering the game and you're moving forward, which is so important in cozy gaming. The game also ties its progression into the narrative in a really nice way, making the journey feel dynamic rather than boring or too overly structured. So for instance, you earn cards through your interactions with different characters, so it encourages you to engage with the characters and the broader narrative. Characters then help you introduce new mechanics as well and new features of the game as the game progresses, helps you gain access to rare ingredients, expand your brewing potential. So there's lots of rewards to progressing, not just through the structure that it's given you, but also by interacting with the wider world. Having said all of that, the structured nature of this progression may reduce your ability to set your own goals. Unlike games where you set your own goals, Potionomics has very clear win conditions, which makes it less suitable for players who just enjoy meandering about a little bit at their own pace without that expectation. That said, Potionomics overall does excel in making each milestone feel worthwhile. Even small victories like unlocking a new card for haggling or expanding your brewing capacity gives you a sense of achievement. Atmosphere in cozy gaming is really important of setting the scene. It helps you feel involved and immersed in the game that you're playing. For me, Potionomics scores 2 out of 2 here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit why. The animations, the warm colour palettes and the lively character designs create a world that is charming and inviting. The game's soundtrack really locks you into the experience because it can be whimsical, it can be soothing, and it really connects to the story moments, reinforcing the game's magical atmosphere. Whether it's the sound of the bubbling cauldrons or the bustling noise from the town in the background, everything contributes to a delightful and engaging environment. With the atmosphere as well, I think there's some ways where it's not as immersive. So the game's world, I think, ultimately is well designed, but it ultimately becomes a bit more of a backdrop rather than an interactive space. The way you move around in Potionomics is that you visit different locations, tied to different mechanics in the game, or different vendors, or different characters you want to speak to. So the town, for instance, isn't explorable, which I think can limit the feeling of immersion compared to more open-ended cozy games, as the world's going to feel more like a background sometimes, rather than a core immersive aspect of the game. But I think all in all, the atmosphere of Potionomics offers a strong cozy experience with its beautiful visuals and charming soundtrack, and its immersive experience and world building overall, so that's why it gets a 2 out of 2. Hey there, just a quick pause to say that if you're enjoying the chill vibes and discovering new and diverse cozy games, subscribe to the channel. It really helps to ensure this channel grows and I can do more of the content that you love. Plus, if you hit the notification bell, you'll always be notified when I upload so you don't miss out. You can now give this slothy a coffee, and trust me, I need the energy. And it really helps to ensure that this channel can keep going. It's not mandatory, my content is free on YouTube for you all. But if you want to support the channel, the link is down in the description below. Thank you so much for being here, I appreciate ya. Next we have player connections. This is all about how immersed you feel in the game, how connected you feel to it. For me, Potionomics again scores a 2 out of 2 on this, and here's why. So one of Potionomics' strongest cozy aspects is its engaging cast of characters. Building relationships with vendors, adventurers, mentors creates a sense of community and investment in the game's world. The writing is witty and simply charming, making conversations feel meaningful rather than just transactional, and the character interactions really adds heart to the game, makes you care about the people you're working with and selling to. It's the storytelling that really builds and runs the player connection in this game. One thing that limits player connection a little bit is the lack of deep customization options in the game. You can upgrade and get new cauldrons or shelves, for instance, in your shop, but there's a lack of personalisation beyond these functional enhancements. So if you're looking for a cozy gaming experience that involves self-expression through decorating or making the world feel your own, you're gonna find Potionomics a bit lacking in this department. Potionomics is gonna feel a lot like a visual novel in the way that it connects you to the game. But despite this, I think Potionomics is a game that most people are going to be able to connect with, as it offers a sense of belonging and purpose through its characters and interactions that are really well crafted and engaging. Next up is replayability. This is all about how much you want to keep coming back to the game, as cozy games should be games that you can keep coming back to and feel comforted or engaged with. Potionomics scores a 2 out of 2 on this category, and here's why. The game has strong replay value, thanks to its different negotiation strategies, potion recipes, and relationship building elements. There's lots of things you might want to return to Potionomics to do. So for example, you might want to try different romance options in the game, or max out different friendships to unlock different dialogue or story options. The variety of characters and interactions means that each playthrough can have a different narrative feel depending on how you engage with the characters. The challenge of optimizing your shop encourages multiple playthroughs, especially for players who enjoy fine-tuning their strategies or trying new strategies. You're going to be locked in by the same campaign, the same story progression, however, but ultimately the competition structure is not too heavy. Progression system doesn't lock you in too much, and there's a lot of freedom to try new strategies, talk to different people in different ways, which can really add to that warm, comforting experience. So after analysing Potionomics across our entire criteria, does it truly deserve a spot in our cozy gaming Hall of Fame? Well, Potionomics lands an amazing 10 out of 10, making it our first Supreme Cozy Champion. And this is because Potionomics excels in creating an inviting atmosphere. It has rewarding progression and engaging relationships, while still offering enough depth and challenge to keep things interesting. At its heart, Potionomics is a game of balance, balancing strategy with charm, challenge and comfort, and provides you structure with some creative expression. For players who enjoy a little bit of challenge mixed in with their cozy games, it's a fantastic choice. But I want to hear from you. What do you think? Does Potionomics feel cozy to you? Let me know down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.